All right, we just got dropped off at the Pinhoti trailhead and we're heading out. Gonna hike for the next 4 days. Hiking with Irish Daisy, and we met Gravity this morning. This is a lady from North Carolina's hiking for like 5 or 6 days, I think. Just glad to be out. Hopefully keep our legs in shape so when we get back to sectioning the AT we won't be too bad out of shape. But all right, here we go. It's a real crisp morning. Got it this morning and there was frost on all the vehicles. It's pretty chilly. It was supposed to be like 31 last night. We stayed at the Pinhoti Outdoor Center, a hostel there. I think it's supposed to be in the 30s tonight. We're staying on trail tonight. I think we'll have a lot of road walking today, but just tickled to be out. We'll be following blue blazes this time on this trail. First view. We already intersected with the Flag Mountain Trail. Now we're headed up toward the CCC cabins and the fire tower. For Alabama, this is pretty spectacular. Tell you what, this climb is already kicking my butt. It's alright though, I need to exercise. And honestly, since it was so cold this morning, getting started with a good climb brings the body heat up. Tell you what, that climb, I think that was only a mile, but mercy. This is pretty cool. Neat fire pit with some cool benches. Now we're going to check out the cabin and the tower. Oh, look at the moon. Got a bench to sit and look at the view. I'll go up here. Nice swing. Oh, it's padlocked. Oh, staircase has been deemed unsafe for foot traffic due to heavy wasp. Okay, darn. says to open. I'm almost afraid it might have one of those things that jumps out. Nope, that's good. Well, that's interesting. Well, I guess we'll sign the book. Here's one of the cabins that you can stay in.
This is the CCC cabin.
That's cool. Oh, can't get in that.
This is pretty cool.
Oh, man.
Live in something like this. That's a good front bed.
Cabin number 1. Ooh. Needs to be left open. This is awesome. Oh. Fireplace. Wow. I'm going to have to come back and stay here sometime. Wish I had thought to do that on this trip. Oh, what a sad fan. Droopy. I like this little picnic table. Just big enough for 2 people. Let's get it closed back up. I could totally live here. Cool. We're a few miles in. We stopped at the ranger station at the CCC cabin, and we got to meet Nimblewill Nomad. He's an 82-year-old. He's the caretaker there. And man, talk about a spirit in the guy. Is that you I smell? No, I mean it smells like
I hope so.
no, it's some kind of essential oil.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, we got to meet Nimblewill Nomad. He invited us in and gave us a cup of coffee and let us sit by the fireplace. Got to talk to him for a little bit. Enjoyed visiting with him. There's a spark in that man's eye that's awesome. I can't even explain it. He is planning another through hike of the AT this year. And when he completes that, he will be the oldest person to complete the AT. We are not too far from the Wagufka shelter, Wagufka Creek shelter, I think. It's been a really nice hike this morning. Still chilly, but with the sun peeking out and the hiking, oh, how awesome is that? That's just too cool. Well, I thought I heard water.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if there's a bench, you must sit. We knew that they had had some storms come through a month or so ago, and had heard there were a lot of blowdowns. But wow, look at some of these trees, how big they are, uprooted and just thrown around like rag dolls. I keep smelling verbena essential oil. I don't know, maybe it's the pines, but it sure smells like a verbena. Lemongrass, actually lemongrass, not verbena. But wow. Thankful for the maintainers that come out and cut these limbs out of our way. I guess we'll duck under here. You know, it's hard to squat with a backpack on. So far, I'm really liking this trail. And just like in my Knoxville trail videos, I was so blown away at the terrain in northern Mississippi. This is the same. This is northern Alabama. Oh, here's the shelter. I'm blown away at how gorgeous this is. Okay, let's go up here and check this out. I guess you could sleep 2 people down there and then 2 people on the platform. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Some chairs.
The tarp, I guess you can hang that on the door to block the wind.
Nice view of the creek.
Wow, I'd love to live here. We've been walking on this ridge for a little bit. That climb up from that last water source, pretty good climb. I'm guessing we're 3 to 3.5 miles in. I haven't looked at the map lately, but I know the shelter was 2.8. And about, I don't know what we are. We might be closer to 4 miles in. A cool bench made out of stone. That's neat. We have gotten off trail several times. Not far, but just enough to be frustrating. I mean, the trail is marked, but then I don't know how we keep doing it. It's probably not marked as well as we are used to, or maybe it's marked well, it's just that the path isn't as worn as said the AT, because so many people travel it. And you can see clearly here's a trail, but it's not as apparent as a more highly hiked trail. We just have to watch for the blue blazes more. Pay attention. There's so many pines around here. All right. Alabama does have mountains. Talk about a big blowdown. That's massive.
I'm not even sure where to go around or if we should just scratch under it.
Scrouch? Let's scrouch.
Scratch. Wow. Or more like crawl.
Umbrella. I'm not laughing at you. Ooh, it's wet. I'm scratching.
Good job.
Yay. Dirty knees.
My knees got wet and dirty.
Look at these. No. That really looks good. Okay, that's where we just had our little lunch. There's a parking area and a kiosk up that way. But we are headed, then we're starting a road walk for, I think it's 5 miles. I'm not sure. 4 or 5 miles. Not excited to do this. Just because the harder surface makes it more painful for the feet. I'm going to try to stay on the, oh boy, this might be kind of hard. Stay in the grass. Trashy people, that's irritating. That's going to be kind of hard to do. I'm going to go on this side so I can watch traffic coming up. I hate being where the traffic comes behind me. There's Capertons up there. The interesting store everybody says to stop at. I guess we'll do that. Alright, back into the woods we go. When we'll stop, no one knows. I guess that's another register.
Yeah.
Boy, it's good to be back in the woods and off that road. We had a little stop just inside the woods and took a little break and had a snack. And well, we're headed about 2 more miles to where we're going to end for the day, which should be 12.5 miles for us. Not a shelter or anything, it's just a campsite. It's supposed to be, I'm going to assume that this is the creek that our campsite's next to. Seems like we've been walking parallel to that all the way up in here. It's been a good day. We had to cross over this back a little ways. this will be our water source for tonight. But I guarantee it's going to make it colder since we're going to be camping next to it. It's 3:10. And we were hoping to be at camp by 4 o'clock because it would give us time to get our hammocks situated. Irish Daisy's in a new hammock this time, so she's got some practicing to do. And honestly, I'm still practicing. I'm using some different tree straps this time that adjust differently. So I've got a little learning to do myself. Alright, let me put you away. This is getting a little muddy. We're about a 1/10 away from what is labeled as a campsite on Gut Hook. Well, it's labeled as a creek with a campsite nearby. I'm kind of concerned with all these trees everywhere. I just hope that doesn't mean there's going to be a bunch of widowmakers where we're going to land. Well, we finally got settled in. We were about 12.5 miles today. We both got our hammocks strung up, ready to sleep. And we're by the creek, which means it's going to be colder than we would like it to be. That's all right. We're done. It's not dark yet. Going to get some supper going here now. Tonight's supper is going to be shells and cheese with Spam. It's going to be Spamalicious. And then I've got a lemon bar for dessert. And I might snack on a few banana chips before I start eating. Let's see what this water is doing. Not ready. I'm using non-filtered water, so I need to make sure I bring that to a rolling boil to be sure that it's safe. Here is a little trick you can do with the Spam. If you don't like I'm planning on putting that in there, but I want it cut up. Instead of putting this in there and then trying to chop it up with my spoon, I pinch it here all the way across between my fingers, making a row where you can now see that it's broken to that. Then from there you would pinch off into smaller pieces. Just do that all the way down, and then when it comes out, it'll mostly be in smaller pieces. You may still have to do a little chopping, but majority of it will already be done for you.